Our original plan was to visit Vancouver Island until we heard about a place far more remote, far more mysterious, and way harder to reach. This is Haida Gwaii. Known as the Islands of the People, a place shaped by the ocean, the forest, and stories of raven and eagle, where everything is connected. For the next 7 days, we wanted to find out what makes this island so wild and mysterious. Our journey to get here wasn't easy, so the first thing we did was find a campsite so Lewie could finally relax for a bit. It didn't take long for us to be reminded we weren't alone in these dense forests. A Haida black bear just a few meters from our car. The Haida black bear is one of the reasons these islands are often called the Galápagos of the North. Isolated from the mainland for thousands of years, they evolved into a distinct subspecies, larger than the black bears found elsewhere in North America.
Trace your face from memory.
Welcome to Haida Gwaii! We're very excited to be here. It feels really like... What? It feels like very mystical, very Jurassic Park vibes. And
Yeah, I'm really excited to explore the island.
yeah, me too. It takes a long time to get here. Ferry for 8 hours, and then another ferry, and then we're here.
It feels like the end of the world.
Yeah.
You're staying in the car, right? It's only 7 hours.
Getting to Haida Gwaii with a 4x4 is a long journey, especially for Lewie, who had to stay in the car. Luckily, every 2 hours we could take Lewie up to the pet deck. But after just 10 minutes, we had to take him back down to the car again. And then Lewie got his ultimate reward, swimming through the water like a salmon. Standing in the water, watching the bald eagles circle above, he almost looked like he wanted to be one of them. Just like in one of the Haida stories. Raven once tried to copy Eagle's dive to catch a salmon, but he crashed into a rock, and Eagle had to come to his rescue, reminding Raven that he had his own way of living, so maybe Lewie was better off staying a traveling dog. We only have 7 days on the islands, and we wanted to see and experience it all. After only a few hours on the southern island, It already felt like we were on the set of a movie. We mentioned that the black bears here are different from the ones on the mainland. But they're just one piece of the puzzle. Thousands of years of isolation shaped many of the island's animals, from bears to ermine to deer. And maybe that's one of the reasons this island still feels so mysterious.
We arrived at the next beautiful camp spot. We're in like a fjord or something, yeah?
Yeah.
But yeah, today we had a really chill day. We visited some places and
Toured around a bit,
toured around a bit.
went to the beach.
Went to the beach. It's really quiet here, same as this spot. So we set up camp and we're going to relax. I think that's the whole purpose also for this trip, to relax and enjoy nature.
Well, then we're definitely in the right place. Haida Gwaii is more than just incredible landscapes. The Haida people have shaped these islands with stories, art and traditions that are still woven into everyday life. The more we learn, the more we realize this is something you simply can't capture in a few minutes of film. If you ever visit Haida Gwaii, don't just explore the island, take the time to discover the stories that have shaped it.
So you're allowed to drive on the beach here. This is the northern beach, and you can drive all along over the beach until you arrive to Rose Spit. And it's like a spit in the ocean and both sides of the sea come in. It's really cool. But you're also allowed to go back around the east side, but not a lot of people do that. So we're still a little bit hesitating if we dare to do it, because if you get stuck, you wreck your vehicle because the tides come in and it's done.
And the trip is over.
And the trip is over, and then it's no more Lewie and the rover. It's only Lewie without anything. Yeah, so we have to check if we're gonna do that. We have the schedule for the tides, but let's think one night about it. So we're at the beach, we're going to drive the track, but first we're going to deflate the tires. I'm going to put them on 1.6 bars. We're gonna start with that and see how it goes, right?
Yeah.
Alright. I found this track on Onyx Off-Road. You can drive over the beach on the north side. It's pretty easy, it should be pretty easy. But there's another way. At the end of the beach you can turn around and drive over the east side of the beach. But that one is pretty sketchy because there are a lot of cliffs, and if we don't time it correctly, we're stuck and we lose our vehicle.
This is exactly why we've been using Onyx Off-Road across North America. It helps us discover routes like this. Oh wow, I think I found our next route. Check recent satellite imagery and find legal campsites using their dispersed camping layer, which now includes BLM land as well. If you're planning your own adventure, Onyx is currently running a limited 4th of July sale. Use the code JULY450 for 50% off.
So I think we came prepared, so let's do it, right?
Okay, let's go.
Amazing, huh?
Yeah.
So beautiful. We're at the end of the world. This feels like the end of the world. And the other track is over there. It goes over the east side, but we're just a little bit too late because the sun is already setting down. So we're heading back and we're going to decide if we're going to do it tomorrow. The problem is there's a really big river crossing and we're always driving alone, and I don't want to make any mistakes with the river crossing.
In the end, we decided not to drive the eastern section of the beach. With the tides changing quickly and a history of vehicles getting stranded, it wasn't a risk we were willing to take while traveling alone. Some places deserve your respect more than your determination. So we're making some sandwiches to take with us because we're hiking the Sleeping Beauty Trail, and I think it's 3 hours only upwards. So
Gonna be a tough one,
yeah.
but we come prepared. So what do we think of this hike?
Oh, it's wonderful.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's tough, but it's worth it.
We have to do the final push, it's really steep. And then we have the whole Haida Gwaii in front of us.
We came here looking for an island far more remote, far more mysterious and harder to reach than the route we had originally planned. And after 7 days of forest roads, empty beaches and letting the tide decide where we could go, we understood why people taught us to come all this way. Haida Gwaii is not wild because it's empty. It feels wild because the island is still in control. The ocean sets the rhythm, the forest hides its own world, and the stories of the Haida people have been carried through these islands for thousands of years. We only passed through, but for a few days it felt like the edge of the world. Don't miss our next video, because this is going to be a wild one in the wilderness of Yukon. And subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Thank you.